Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Give me a second. All right. I guess we good. No drunk drivers. As you can see by the title, serious topic. Two killed by a drunk driver. Katy Freeway. I'm about to read you an article. This one is from KPRC2 Houston. Let me get to the authors and then I'll read and give my opinion. It's an article written by Michael Horton and Oscar Chavez. Okay. There's a lot of stuff on the screen. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to start at. All right, I'll get to the article. A 21-year-old driver appeared in court Monday morning after being accused of killing two people while driving under the influence. Ariel Perry Stewart has been charged with 2 counts of intoxication manslaughter with a vehicle. She was handed a $200,000 bond. The crash happened in the early mornings of October 17th. While driving eastbound on the Katy Freeway, a gray Tesla Model Y driven by Stewart struck a Nissan Sentra. According to court records, a witness estimated that the Tesla was driving between 100 and 120 miles per hour prior to the crash. The collision caused the Sentra to lose control, spin out, and strike a barrier. The Sentra burst into flames. The passenger in the Tesla was also hospitalized following the crash, but she is expected to survive. Family members identified the victims as 22-year-old Bianca Romero and her boyfriend, Christian Rangel. Valsta Romero, Bianca's sister, was in court Monday. She spoke to reporters following Stewart's appearance. Christian's brother was also in attendance. I feel very sad. No, I feel very sad, very broken, Valsta said. Life is not fair. It's really not. I want justice for my sister and Christian because they were nice people and they deserve justice. Romero said her sister dreamt of opening a coffee shop and she was saving money to follow that passion and start a family. I went to her apartment yesterday and we found some baby clothes because she was expecting to have babies soon. And that's the end of the article. And then below they have some comments. I see people trying to politicize it. One person says, that's what happens when you elect Democratic judges and district attorney to run Harris County. The bad, guilty people always get off cheap. Want to fix the problem? Quit re-electing the same Democratic politicians. All right, so I'm not going to get off into all that. That comment kind of stuck out to me. Now let's get to my opinion. I can do this probably every week. I can probably do this every week. I can make a video every week talking about the same things, talking about how a bozo drunk driver gets behind the wheel and do something foolish and end up killing somebody every week, every week, every week. Even while I was searching on about this particular incident, I seen something that happened in Colorado. I think it was the same. It was almost eerily similar. Two people were killed by a drunk driver. This happens all across every county, every city, every state, the entire country. Yet nothing is done about it. Some of the things that people don't take into consideration is that the people who lose their lives, they have family, they have friends, right? Everybody has a mother and a father. More than likely, they have siblings, brothers and sisters. They have cousins, aunts, uncles, friends, co-workers, all of that. All of those people are affected. Every time they see or hear about a story that resembles what happened to their loved ones that's no longer here, they're going to reflect on what happened every time. It never goes away. It doesn't get any easier as time go on, as some people may think. Uh, and it's a constant. I have my theories on why it has not been addressed. See, I was trying to figure out how to word it, but I don't know. I might as well just come out and say it. I think I've said this before, though. It's because I've seen where these so-called politicians, whether you're Democrat or Republic. Oh yeah, now I'm finna go off the rails. All right, yeah. Hey, like I said, I don't have notes or nothing. I just give it to you as is. So you have these so-called politicians, Democrats or Republicans, right? They're in office. For one thing, I don't know what the hell they do on a day-to-day basis. I'm serious. I'm being dead ass. What do you do on a day-to-day basis? Like I can follow, not so much follow, but I know what a typical worker does. They clock in, right, and that's how they get paid. So if I go to McDonald's, I see workers, right, and I actually can see what they're actually doing. Everybody else who keeps this country afloat, they go to work. Even if I don't see what they're doing, they may tell me what type of job that they have, and I go, "Oh, okay, that's what's up." You can say you're a teacher or a nurse or work for the city or whatever that is. Whatever you're doing, and you tell me for the most part, I can figure out what you're doing after you tell me your job title. But people can explain what they do, during their work hours to get paid what we call earning a living. All right. So with the politicians, I'm serious though. What do they actually do on a day to day basis? Most of the laws have already been created. They're following the same textbook. Right. Not coming up with new stuff, and the new stuff they do come up with is totally irrelevant to benefiting the common man or woman. Stupid stuff. Stupid stuff that's. I remember one time I did read off a list of the new laws that was created. This is what you're doing. This is what you're doing, man. So the system that we have, they take money involuntarily from your check that you earn, and they divvy it out. So we give it to this establishment called the government, and then they divvy it out how they see fit. Yet there's no books. No books. We have accountants. Every business has an accountant because there's money involved, right? So the said government, even with your money, they're tracking every year. Every year. It's what we call filing taxes. And they you can look on there and you can see how much you made that entire year. And you have to submit these documents to the government, and they take that. You can see all the money that they've taken throughout the year. Yet I drive around on roads that are messed up, construction everywhere. It's never finished. Technology has improved drastically, yet they still can't figure out how to build a damn road. Closing the lanes out, they sitting there digging up stuff, narrowing the roads or the driving lanes to one lane, or maybe you have a 3 lane on a highway with no shoulder. Everybody is scared to drive on a shoulder, so everybody's driving in the middle lane. All of these inconveniences. There's stretches on the highway. I don't even see any lights. Lights. This is 2025. Still no lights on the damn road. See, the thing is, these politicians, it's all a money game, money grab. They don't care about you. They just want to keep the chaos. Long as there's chaos, then they can sell their agenda as if they are needed. They have political action committees, super PACs, where these businesses, these head honchos, right? These big wigs, they drop that bread on the politicians and they can influence laws, right? Create laws to even make their business more profitable. I'm sure Budweiser does it. I'm speaking allegedly, just in case they want to try to do something. But any alcohol company, right? I'm sure they do it. See, a fix would be, and I'm just using my logic, right? You want to create something or a law that's going to deter people from getting behind the wheel when they are intoxicated. Let's just say if they had mandatory minimums. You drink, you drive, you kill at least 20 years. Like, oh, Brian, that's excessive. What do you mean? I know. Yeah, it's all good until it happens to you. See, there's no way to really prevent these things. These bozos get behind the wheel. I don't know. I just talked about preventing it, but follow me. They get behind the wheel, and it's not like it's a social economic type thing. So there's certain crimes that may happen in particular neighborhoods because it's a poverty stricken area. So I can avoid the poverty stricken areas for the most part. Not everybody can because some people live in those areas. But if I don't live in those areas, I can navigate through that. Uh, And I'm just giving those, that's just one example of how you can avoid certain situations. Gang related crimes, all right. Or I'll just don't join a gang because people like to throw that around. Hey man, stop the violence and all that stuff. All right, well, because and I'm in Texas, so the shootings in Chicago, I'm just not, I stay away from Chicago. You know, that's how you can avoid it. But how can you avoid a drunk driver? It's a road. Roads are ex- accessible to everybody. As long as you have a driver's license and a vehicle, you can access the road. It doesn't cost for you to access the road. And this is our main line of traveling. Us, as in every human occupying this land. So there's no class system, there's nothing there. It's just all mixed in to one. You would think that somebody who's in charge of, hey, I want to make this place safer, would have a more stringent approach to roads that we occupy on a daily basis almost. If we want to go somewhere, we're going to have to occupy a road. Yet, they tend to look in the other direction. At this point, it's not due to ignorance, it is neglect. They're doing it intentional because they don't want to make their buddies, mad that they're in bed with, that they're partnering with. They don't want to make them mad. They don't want to make them lose business. Because if you enforce a law, or if you enact a law of mandatory minimums of at least 20 years, if you drink drive and you kill, that'll probably slow down people from drinking, or they're going to think twice, which that will affect the business bottom line of all of these alcohol companies, right? And that's going to make their buddies not happy because they're not making as much money. Establishments will be sued, which will also make their buddies not happy. Another thing, this country in America, I want to say we have the most people incarcerated. So I don't want to hear, oh man, it's too harsh or whatever. No, you have no problem locking up people. The problem is if you enact a law that's straight down the middle and fair, as you see, the lady in the article that I read said life's not fair. If you enact a law that is fair, straight down the middle, no ifs, ands, or buts, no exceptions, no extenuating circumstances or anything like that, straight down the middle, it's going to affect everybody equally. And there is nothing equal about this country. So if you look at the demographics of the people who are locked up currently, that should tell you it is not equal. So if they were to enact a law that was equal, the numbers will reflect that. They don't want that. Don't think that laws are just there. Oh, we're just there to protect the citizens. Yeah, to a certain extent, yes, but they also have their agenda because there's a lot of money in the prison industry. You don't want certain people locked up. You don't want those frat boys locked up. Nah, you can't. You mean you can't make. Boys will be boys. They're just having fun. Yet you will lock up people with victimless crimes. You'll give them football sentences. Hey, you gotta obey the law. You do the crime, you do the time. Yet the penalties for killing someone with extreme neglect and stupidity, they get manslaughter, and it's up to 20 years. Up to 20 years. So that's the maximum. And you're only going to hand down the maximum if they are repeat offenders. So your first time, you really just kind of, you're going to get off or get off lightly. That's not a deterrent for something that's been going on far too long, for something that goes on um, as frequent as it does. You would think that the people in power would do something about it. But they're not going to do anything about it because they don't care and they have their agenda. The people, we think that is not going to happen to us. I follow the law. I do everything right. I'm not out at this time of the night or whatever that is. I'm here to tell you it can happen to you just like it happened to me. It can happen to anybody. Inform your children. Inform your adults. Slow down on the BS. You know what you can handle. You know what you cannot handle. Most people driving are adults. I don't care if it makes you feel good. If you cannot control yourself and it affects your bodily functions, your movement, your cerebral capabilities, and all these other things that I can name, to the point of you not having control or unable to make rational decisions, then whatever you are consuming, it is not for you. It's as simple as that. It is not for you. I know you're not perfect. Nobody is. Hell, I'm not perfect. I'm far from it. But I know what I can handle and I know what I cannot handle. I don't smoke weed, not because I'm just this so righteous individual and all this stuff, man of integrity, all these other things I like to throw around in these labels that I give myself. I don't smoke weed because my body cannot handle it. I listen to my body. Yeah, weed. Yeah, I can't function off of weed, so I don't smoke it. That's it. It's as simple as that. So these bozos, when they are consuming alcohol, for the most part, they're people who, I don't want to say this is scientifically proven, alcohol affects everybody differently. Uh, some people can't handle that shit. I'm just being blunt. Now, I'm not advocating or endorsing or telling people, hey, yeah, if you can handle your drink, yeah, it's all good. No, I'm not saying that. Yeah, you got to take a different approach. Hey, you got to. I have to speak in this type of language or some type of different angle because what's currently being done obviously is not working. So I know transparency that also that hits differently. It hits differently. And I believe for myself to be one person that is transparent. That's the way I am. That's the way I rock. But something has to be done with these bozos. You can't handle your shit, man. Just stay home or let somebody else drive. A lot of these times, if you really read like these articles, these bozos, there's somebody else in the passenger seat. You never talk about them either. What the hell are they doing? Are you hammered as well? Like, hey man, if you're rolling with somebody, you're in a passenger seat and you see some and you're with a bozo, tell that fool to pull over. Hey, I got the wheel. And you make them pull over. Hey, no. Hey, come on, player. You going way too fast, man. So they may say, "Oh no, I got this." No, you don't. Come on, man. And you just you stay at it. You stay at it. I don't care. Let them get mad. Go ahead. Let them get mad. Let them get mad. So what? Do what you got to do. But there has to be something done. Something. Do something different than just sitting there and then you're putting this bozo in charge of your life and everybody else's life, and you see what happens. Hell, you're a bozo too. But rest in peace to Bianca and Christian. They were young, 21. I think, they stayed. I think the young lady was 21. So I'm assuming the gentleman was around the same age. They were just now getting started. And the parents, they have to bury their children. Got to bury their child. And to go in that fashion, I know that's painful. So I'm sending my condolences out to those families. Uh, yeah, I'm just trying to do my part, raise awareness, give advice, give you insight. I can go real um, dark with this, but I choose not to. I could, I could, but I'm not. Um, yeah, I think that's it. Bozo, sit your dumb ass down. Politicians, get with the program. Stop with the BS. Actually do something that benefits the people for once. It's an easy way to make the roads a lot safer. Um, Mandatory minimums, 20 years. You drink, you drive, prison, 20 years. Straight down the line. I know. I know that's difficult for you all to do, to be fair. That's the only way that I see you can tackle this problem. Know your limits. Know what you can handle. Know what you cannot handle. If you can't handle, don't do it. Don't do it. As simple as that. Don't do it. If you cannot handle the shit, don't do it. And even if you can handle the shit, so called handle it. Uh, for one, don't do it. But be very fucking. There we go. I was trying to go the whole video without cursing. Be very careful. We know it happens. And like I said, I'm not advocating it, but shit, every establishment they serve alcohol. Everything else is illegal, but yeah, they keep alcohol. Everything else is illegal, but they keep alcohol legal. Hmm, that's strange. But yeah, I think that's it, man. Um, yeah, I was gonna say some other things, but I don't want to get off topic. I'll go ahead and end on that note. No drunk drivers. We out.